Michael, thank you very much. Good morning from my side. My name is Manuel, and I'm very happy actually to be here. So now the presentation should now come also. Very good, great. Actually, I want to talk about in our global initiative, GoZero. It's about sustainability. Well, sustainability nowadays, like carbon neutral, etc. In my world, I'm actually also coming from a consulting background. I call it's a buzzword, okay? And I want to demystify it a little bit. And today I want to share really pragmatic, down-to-earth, practical examples how we actually did it. I love cars. I'm a car guy, okay? How does this fit together, sustainability and car? Well, actually, I'm worked at Bosch. I worked at Porsche for 9 years. I worked at VW. And of course, I'm collecting cars. I'm collecting old cars. So that was actually the left side of my history as well as my career. And since 2019, I'm actually exchanging my petrol in my blood actually more to electricity. And I think this iconic picture, I think most of you actually know it. It symbolizes also my journey, in my opinion, about going sustainability really in an industrial area, actually. It's about bridging the gap, taking whatever this is from the past, taking it into the future. What about PRETTL? I don't know if you ever heard about this company. We are well, second or even a first party supplier to Bosch, to VW, to all the others. So we have 5 different industries. Of course, we're based close to Stuttgart, so we have a very, very down-to-earth, let's say, automotive business, of course, but also we are supplying the white goods industry. So whenever you have a Miele washing machine at home, most of the time, 90% of the time, the knobs you turn in the evenings or in the mornings are coming from us, okay? So just to give you an idea, third field is, of course, electronic manufacturing. Fourth field, it's about electronics and energy. And the fifth field is what we call strategic investments. It's 100% family owned. We do more than 1 billion turnover a year, and we have more than 11,000 people in 42 locations around the globe. We have a truly entrepreneurial, let's say, setup. Our holding is like 20 people for 1 billion, so you can imagine how it really works. It's down to the managing directors. But we started 2019. Let's talk about sustainability a little bit more. We started 2019 to calculate it. We actually started together with Bosch. We calculated according to scope 1 and 2 because we said, let's take it very in our hands and let's do it. And we actually came to the point that we have a carbon, let's say, footprint of around a 5 people 1,000 average German city. Okay. Then we started actually doing things, and I want to share some of this. And after 12 months, actually by end of 2020, we already reduced it by minus 25%. And that was, I think, really possible because we just moved. We just did things, okay? Now let me show what my five theses and practical experiences were or are. In my opinion, number 1, it's about be crystal about your way. And decide about your way, okay? Sustain the game, well, let's see, I'm talking about it in a second. Number 2, get to actions everywhere and very fast, do it. Number 3, start big and small at the same time. So it's about really generating results, funding the story. Number 4, of course, change always just happens with people. As I said before, it's down to the managing directors, it's down to the people in the plants, in the locations, in the businesses. So it's about win and engage your team. And number 5, for me, this is also very, very important, and that's my summarized. Then also, don't act as having a ban strategy. Act in order to innovate, in order to take it as a chance actually into the future. So let's see. Number 1, be crystal about your way. In our opinion, it's really about sustainability, and it's a little bit a small game, let's say, about sustainability, okay? So it's really stay in the game. That's about sustaining for me, okay? And ability, it's really about, do we have the right competences? Do we have the right capabilities? Do we have the right capacity also? Capacity in the head, capacity in as a room also, and really change it, okay? So what did you do? We are focusing on two major playgrounds. Number one, it's process. We having a production facilities, 42 locations around the world. It's really down into the process. Go into your plant. Really talk about it. Really produce in a resource-friendly manner. And our goal is to reduce everything by 2025, but with our own way. And this is, first of all, only efficiency. And second, only green, direct solar energy at our own plants. And then maybe by 25, we're talking about offsetting and so on, okay? Maybe we are a little bit old school and old fashioned by this. I would call it I'm Swabian. I don't know if anyone here in the room knows what Swabian means. So, and this is, in my opinion, really the truth. Go do it yourself, okay? Number two, innovation in products. It's really about innovation. It's really change your business models. We have a lot of companies in our portfolio. It's around 60 companies. Most of them are around 100, 150 years in the business already. So it's really about doing the next step. It's about sustainability, okay? Number two, get to actions everywhere and do it very fast. So it means do it and do it no matter what comes. I mean, when we were starting 2019, this small thing like, Corona was coming up, I think everyone knows. And everyone was questioning like, shall we do this? I mean, shall we not concentrate on, maybe we have a crisis? And I said, no, we're going to do it. Even we're going to do it in the shop floor, no matter what comes, okay? And we always have this approach, 80% better now than 100% no, never, okay? Of course, also, again, very pragmatic. And then we have set up a program for each of those plants. And we had one guy saying, okay, if you want to do this with 42 plants, it's very easy. You do one plant in 2 months and you going, slowly by time, and I will calculate it for you. 2025, that was your goal. Very easy, because 2025, you will hit the last plant. I was like looking at him like he didn't understand our idea about it, okay? It's like, no, we're going to do it in a different way. We are hitting every plant within 12 months. And everyone in the room was like, this guy is crazy, okay? How shall we ever do this, okay? Well, we set up a program, do it fast. It means do a roadmap for each of the plant, 2 weeks time. Each of the managing director in the site has to decide for himself. He has to decide on his budget, because also a lot of people were saying like, very nice that we're going to do it. So how much money do you pay for me so I can invest? The answer was, what do you think? 0, okay? Because we're going for GoZero. No, I'm joking, okay? I'm joking, no. So the point was like, no, you have to integrate it in your business. You have to talk to your customers. You have to finance yourself. Go for subsidies and so on, okay? So I think by this, we actually really created a speed. We have a proven standard agenda. So really, when we go into the plant, into production, we check for lighting, okay? Of course, we go for compressed air, very important. Then we go for heating, we go for cooling. Then, of course, we go into the production process itself. It's different if you go for a plastic molding plant or if you go to a sensor wire harness plant. And then, of course, we have plant-specific things like different types of building around the globe. Also, it matters if you're in Morocco, it's different than if you're in Vietnam, in Mexico, or if you're in North Germany. And then number 3, start big and small. And I have chosen maybe 2 pictures. And let's look at the pictures first. Number 1, on the left side, we have been going for district heating system in one of our plants in East Germany. So we connected our plant to the district heating system, and we talked to the guys like, okay, if you do this, what kind of carbon footprint you have, what kind of electricity you can deliver us, and so on and so forth. And of course, by this and by an active load management, and of course also by a contract negotiation, and please forget about the numbers in a second again, I never told you, okay? But it's also important for business. We saved money. It's not about, it's only costly and we have to offset and blah, 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 and so on. No, it's about, let's do money in industry, okay? Number 2, and that's for me, start or think in a very detailed process. It's about, if you go to a plastic manufacturing site, we have about, for example, a plant with 50 molding machines. It's really about how do we do the process in this very spot? And we found out a company, we work now together, we do a lot of heat reusing. So we have like not only 2 cooling pipes here, I don't know if anyone is familiar with plastic molding machines. Normally you have one on the right and one on the left. And now we have around 20 to 30 per mold. This is more complex, yes, but at the same time we are able to handle it ourselves. And we have spot heating, so better quality, better time, and of course we save energy. And in average, we save 30% of the energy used for each shot. And that is it's a true landmark, because plastic manufacturing, it's around, to give you an idea, 15 to 20% in Germany at least, because it's quite expensive. The energy cost is in percentage out of the 100% of the manufacturing cost. So it's about earning also money, being clever about it, being entrepreneurial about it. So it's really about fund your journey actually, because eventually next year we want to do bigger things and so on. So by setting off minus 20% per year, we also have an energy consumption by minus 9%, and we have an energy cost reduction by minus 16%. Wow, okay. Number 4, I'm going to speed up a little bit. It's about win and engage your team. Now, I told you 42 plants. Of course, for each plant, we have asked people, please apply for, you want to be a plant coordinator. So we have 42 people there. Then we have like divisions heads, and we have one young guy actually hired out of our rows, now let's say the global head of this GoZero initiative. So we came up with 48 people, and we have one central team. Of course, we have one logo. Of course, we're always talking about nature and so on, but it's really about, we have a training scheme, so everyone is trained in each plant and so on. So it's really about moving people. And these kind of pictures, it's like after this road mapping for 2 weeks, okay? So it's really uniting them on this. I'm going to do to the next one, number 5. Don't act as having a band strategy, innovate, okay? 3 examples out of our row. Number 1, Entras. It's a brand since 1914. They do diesel generators for off-site construction and fire trucks, okay? Diesel generators. How do you go carbon neutral, okay? Very great. The managing director said, no, we're going to do diesel generators for the next 30 years. No problem with us. We can do anything, okay? Now we sat down. Now they came up with the point like, we're going to have a 0 emission line. It's not just about carbon neutrality for them anymore. It's also about noise. Diesel engine producing noise. We're going to have construction sites close to maybe living homes and so on. So it's all about fuel cells now. It's all about battery packs now and so on. They open up a whole new line. And imagine a company doing in a niche market for the last 30 years the diesel engine ever. Now they have to change themselves. It's really about changing in the heads, okay? Number 2, Gerders. It's another company, 150 years old. Since, I would say, 70 years, they do plastic manufacturing in Germany, in Poland, and so on. And, plastic manufacturing, oil-based plastic, okay, what can we do? I showed you an example before with, of course, we go into the processes, and they even took it one step further. Now they're experimenting. Now they have their students doing projects and so on. Of course, we're also experimenting with biorecyclable plastic manufacturing, or plastics and so on. And what you see here is actually a planting pot. When you have a seed growing, normally the planting pot is made out of plastic. You have to take it off in order to recycle, okay? What they do, they have came out with a plastic material which they mold. You can seed it, you can blend it, and you can even just throw it into your garbage, and within 6 months it's totally rotten. Of course, we will never ever going to market this, but I want to show you how the change in the head really works, okay? And that's really what I like about it. Refu, it's another brand or another company we're actually having. Since 2007, they even produced more than 500,000 solar inverters around the world now in place. Based on this solar inverter, we actually invented what I call, it's an EV charging booster. Normally, if you have all the companies now change to EVs, but hey, where can we charge them? You know, I have been going in Stuttgart to really big customers. Let's call it customers, okay? It depends. I have an EV. I cannot charge it. It's crazy, isn't it? Of course, because the local guy, he has no right to dig. There's a lot of problems. You have to talk to the grid and so on and so forth. Now, what we invented here is basically a big battery. You just put it there. You just plug a normal cable in. During the night, it gets charged. Morning at 8 o'clock, everyone comes to the factory, plugs the cars in, got charged. At 10 o'clock, you can go off to the customer at 9. So your EV is really charged, okay? And I think that's also one step ahead, just an idea how we actually going to move. So let me do a summarize in order to keep the time. In my opinion, it's really about ecopreneurship, and it's about those 5 messages. I hope I could talk a little bit about my experience. It's really about be crystal clear about your own way. Do it your style. Number 2, get to actions very fast, big and small, fund your journey. Number 4, win and engage your team, of course. And don't see it negative. See it as a chance. Innovate it, okay? So in my opinion, thank you very much for listening. Let's change it together, and also please let's connect. Thank you very much.